And good evening. Thank you very much for joining us for a two-player playthrough of A Wild Venture. I say a two-player playthrough. This is a two-player game. I've heard on the grapevine that they are working on a solo mode, but don't quote me on that. Two-player game coming soon from Pika Games, and there is a pre-order page on GameFound. So it's interesting, they are using GameFound, but not crowdfunding the game. It's just there for a pre-order page. And this is it. This is the final version of the game. This is a production quality version of the game. So it is going to be coming out soon. I don't exactly know when, but we're here tonight to play through the game, show you how it plays, and also help you make a decision about whether it's the kind of game you're going to like. Kath's joining me this evening. Kath has played this afternoon. I've already played before as well, a while ago, but you now know how to play.
Yep.
And yeah, Ian, the designer, is in the chat. I can quote me on it. The solo mode is in final testing. Okay, so it's not top secret. I was hopefully sharing some top secret information there and going to get into trouble, but apparently it's all public knowledge. So what is A Wild Venture? Well, it is a two-player game of adventure. Kind of not exploration because the world has been explored, but we are going to be going on adventures through this world. We're going to be hiring villagers, which are going to be doing various tasks for us. One of our little meeple pieces, they're going to be going on adventures. We're going to be collecting money, which is the currency in the game. We're going to be using that to play cards. We're going to be playing buildings. We're going to be playing gear, cards, etc., etc. Now, one of the twists with this game, because it is a tableau builder, is that most of the cards that you play, certainly the villagers, have limited uses. So you will be playing these cards, these villagers, but then once you've used them a certain number of times, they get discarded. But not discarded. Not to the discard pile, no. They go into your scoring pile. So each player will have a scoring card, which actually has on it how you score points at the end of the game. And what you're going to be doing during the game is you're going to be tucking cards under here. And you're going to get points for this. Now, I will explain how the scoring works in more detail, but essentially you need to tuck cards, because if you don't tuck cards, you're not going to score any points. The cards that you have, the villages that you have in play at the end of the game, not worth anything. Cards in your hand, not worth anything. It's all about the villagers that you've tucked under here. Buildings are a slight exception to that. Buildings will score if you've invested in them. But yeah, now the way that the game plays is we're going to take turns, and on your turn you get to do two actions. We'll explain the actions in a bit more detail later on. But we have a deck of cards. Now this deck of cards is made up of a load of cards which which are the core set of cards, which is 51. So there are 51 core cards. And then you choose to play either the Academy deck or the Tidings deck. Or there is a variant where you can just shuffle everything in. We're going to be playing the Academy deck tonight, which is actually the recommended one for your first few games. The other deck is here, different cards in there, and there's an icon in the bottom right. That is the Tidings deck. We're not going to be using that today. So you shuffle all of these cards together to make a big deck. And each player is going to get 5 cards in their hand at the start of the game. Also, the map, I'll just show you the map quickly. If I press the right button, it is that right button. This is the map that we're going to use. This is spring. The other side of the board that I will show you at the end of the playthrough is a different season. I believe it's autumn, and it is a harder map to play on. So I'll show you that at the end. Remind me at the end if I forget, Kath, okay, to show them it, and you'll see how that differs. But this is the board that we're going to be playing on tonight. Okay, so 2, 3, 4, 5. Feel free, pick a pile. Okay, and then if you get the hand with the coin in it, you're going first. You are going first. So what happens before the game starts is each of us is going to choose one of these starting villagers. These are initiates. We have initiate hero, initiate postie, and initiate merchant. This is going to determine which villager we start with. This villager is all about adventuring, this one is all about drawing cards, and this one is all about gaining money. And it also determines which meeple piece we're going to be using at the start of the game. So I am going to choose to play the rabbit. So I take the rabbit and I put it on the home space here. And this is my starting villager. So I'm actually just going to show you this card in a bit more detail here, because there's various bits of information on this card that's really important. This is the cost to play the card. Now, this doesn't apply to this card, because it starts off in play for me. This is the number of supplies that are on that card at the start of the game, which is essentially how many uses it has. Once I've used it 2 times, once I've activated this card twice, it will be removed from play and it'll get tucked. This down here tells you which particular type of card this is. There are either rabbits or crows or frogs. And then this in here tells you it's a villager. And this here is the actual effect when you activate the card. So when I activate this card, I'm going to gain 4, which is 4 money. So whenever you see gain, it's always about money. So that's that card, and that goes into play at the start. Each player also has 5 money at the start of the game and one of these enchantment tokens. And I'm going to put 2 uses on there. Which one would you like?
I'm going to go for the frog.
You're going to go for the frog. So the initiate postie is not chosen. That actually goes off on the trash pile. So that is the very start of our trash pile. Trash pile, kind of like the discard pile, but it's a shared one. Right, the other thing that we have in play is each player is going to have 3 of these starter cards. You have a rabbit starter, a frog starter, and a crow starter. Warren, a lily pad, and a nest. And you'll see on them what they do. So this one is gaining 2 money. This one is adventuring 1, which is basically moving on the map. And this one is drawing cards. So these are 3 actions, 3 starting cards. These cards will never go. These are always in play, but over the course of the game, they can be upgraded to better versions of themselves. So we can always do those 3 things during the game if we want to. And we can also activate any of the cards that we have in play as well. Right, so how does the game play? You're going to go first.
Yep.
And Kath gets 2 actions. Now, there are only 2 different actions that you can do on your turn. One of them is to play a card, which involves paying the cost printed in the top left, and then putting the card into play. Where it goes into play depends on what it is. If it's a villager, it's going to go here. If it's a gear card, it's going to go here. If it's a building card, it's going to go here. The actual rules say that you're supposed to put things in 3 rows. We're kind of changing the layout slightly just for the purposes of the video so that I can zoom in as much as possible. But yeah, your buildings are supposed to go in the bottom row, then your villagers, and then your gear cards at the top. So that's the first thing, is you pay the cost of a card, you put it into play, and if it's a villager or a gear card, it comes with a certain number of supplies. The supplies, by the way, are the coins. It's the same physical piece. So it's a coin on one side and it's a supply on the other side. The second action that you can do is to activate a card. So you saw when I played, when I showed you this card earlier, it had gain 4. So I could activate this card by spending one of the supplies and then resolving its effect. And this one is to gain 4 money. And the trick is in this game is, as I mentioned earlier, the cards have limited uses. So once I have activated this twice, at the end of my turn, that card is going to get tucked under there. So don't expect to keep on to your villagers. They will come in, they will help you for a particular amount of time, and then they will disappear. But you want them to disappear. You want to tuck them under your score pile. Now, one thing I did want to mention, and I've forgotten what I was going to say, was you can't activate the same card twice. So even though you get 2 actions on your turn, and you can activate 2 cards as your 2 actions, you cannot activate the same card twice. So what the rulebook recommends is that when you've activated a card, just tip it slightly so that you know you've activated it. So for example, I could activate the Warren and then the Merchant, or I could activate the Lily Pad and the Nest, or whatever. And as I play more cards, you get more and more options. Now, just before Kat takes her first turn, I am going to explain the scoring because everybody watching will need to know how the scoring works so that you can see why we're doing what we're doing. At the end of the game, we are going to reveal all of the cards that we have tucked underneath our scorecard. The villager cards are either rabbits, frogs, or crows. And what you do is you divide them into 3 sets: rabbits, villagers, and crows. Your score at the end of the game is the one that you've got the most of multiplied by the one that you've got the least of. So if I end the game with 17 crows, 1 rabbit, and no frogs, my score is 0. So you kind of need one of them a lot and the other 2 quite low, or all 3 roughly the same. But yeah, that's the scoring for the villagers. So that's why you want to be tucking villagers into here, and you kind of want a mix of them. Now, the official rules of the game are that you are not allowed to look at cards that you have put under here. But there is an optional variant in there for people like me whose memory is terrible. And I personally don't like memory as an element in the game. So we're going to be playing with the variant rule tonight, but just be aware that that is not the original rule of the game. It is an optional variant that we can look at the cards that we've tucked under here, because otherwise I'm just going to end up with no frogs and it's going to be a complete disaster. So, right, I think that's probably enough to start with. We'll explain the rest, buildings, enchantments, gear cards, and adventuring as we go along. Kath, what would you like to do as your 2 actions on your first turn?
Okay, so I'm going to activate my villager.
So
I'm going to remove a supply.
Yeah, so whenever you activate a villager, you must remove a supply from it.
And the ability is to adventure 2.
Okay, so adventure 2 means that Kath can move up to 2 spaces on the board. Now, we all start off here, which is home, and there are 3 adventure paths. There's a small one here, there's a sort of medium length one up here, and there's a long one up here. Once you've chosen which path you want to go on, you have to then stay on that path until you reach the end, which is here. That's the end of this path, that's the end of this path, that's the end of that path. And in fact, every space that you go forward has to move you closer to your destination. So you'll notice some of these branch off, and you are allowed to go along any branch, but then you can't come back on yourself afterwards. So you get to move 1 or 2 spaces. Where would you like to go to?
I'm going to move to this nest space here.
Okay, so I'm glad you did that, because you've moved over this space, and you do not get bonuses that you pass over. You only get the bonus for the space that you land on. And you'll notice some of these have tokens on them. What that means is whoever goes there first is going to get the ability of the token. Then you remove the token from the game, and anybody else going there gets a slightly lesser ability after that. So Kath has landed on this space here. Now that icon, you may have seen that icon before. It is this icon. So what Kath can do is she can activate her nest or upgrade her nest. And if you upgrade it, you flip it over and it is a better ability. So what would you like to do? Activate or upgrade?
I'm going to upgrade.
You're going to upgrade it. Okay. And that was your first action. So the initiate hero has been used, which means Kath cannot activate that a second time this turn.
So I'm now going to play a card.
Okay, second action, play a card.
It's a villager. So
it's a villager, so it costs 1 money.
1 money.
But it comes into play with 3 supplies, so it can be used 3 times before it disappears. And what does that one do?
It says adventure 2, but then both players activate their warren.
Okay, so whenever you activate it, you get to adventure 2, but then both of us activate our warren.
Yep.
So that's incentivizing me to kind of upgrade my warren. Yeah. So one of the things that you will notice in this game, there are a few, I'm not going to say complicated rules in this game. There are a few rules which might catch you out, and I'm going to try and focus on those in this video, because I can imagine a lot of people when they get this game, even though the rulebook's really, really good and it's very, very clear, I think there's a few things that might catch people out. I've said you can only activate each card once per turn. That's not quite true, okay? You can only voluntarily activate a card once per turn, but there are other effects in the game that allow you to activate a card a second time. So for example, Kath has a card here which says, when she activates this card, Adventure 2, and both players activate their warren. Now, if Kath had already activated her warren, she can't choose to activate it again as her second action, but if something else activates it, then that's good. And the other rule that you need to remember is if some effect in the game allows you to activate a villager, that doesn't remove a supply. It only removes a supply when you choose as an action to activate it, and that removes the supply, and then you get to follow it. So there's 2 rules that might catch you out in this game.
Right, so it's end of my turn.
End of your turn. So at the end of Kath's turn, you check 2 things. First of all, has she reached the end of one of the paths? If she has, she now comes home. That only happens at the end of turn. And second, does Kath have any villager cards or gear cards that are out of supplies? If she has, they then get tucked. That only happens at the end of the turn, not when it happens. Okay, right, my go. And I am looking at the chat because we have the designer and we have one of the developers of the game in the chat. And if I say anything wrong, they will correct me. And so far, the chat is quiet, which is good. I've not made any mistakes. Right, fantastic. So how do I upgrade my warren? Well, I go here. How do I get there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a bit far away, isn't it? Okay, well, this one's quite nice. Okay, how much money have I got? 5. This one's also quite nice. This one's quite nice. And this one's quite nice. Okay. So, and I've got my initiate merchant, which is all about gaining money. So, potentially, yeah. Okay. I might do that later on. The heck is this? Okay. Right, I'm going to play a gear card. Okay, I'm going to show you this on the big screen. So this is a gear card. All right, you can tell it's a gear card because it says gear on the bottom, and it's got this belt across the middle. So gear cards cost an amount of money, and they come into play with a certain amount of supplies, but this is one of the twists in this game. The supplies, I can't choose to activate this card like you do with villagers. What happens is whenever any player does this, then one of the supplies gets removed and that player gets it as money. And once it's empty, I get to tuck it and I get to do this relic effect. So this is something that you need to be aware of. Whenever you play a card that's gear, you need to say what's on here because this will trigger whenever any player does it. Now, the other thing about gear cards that I want to mention is I've mentioned that these are going to get tucked once they're empty. They're not villager cards. So that scoring that I mentioned is only for villager cards. Gear cards score in a different way, which I'll talk about later. But I'm actually going to play that. So I'm going to play this as a gear card. It's going to cost me 3, and it comes with 4 supplies. And it will trigger whenever either of us goes on an adventure. So if Kath goes on an adventure, she will get 1 coin from it. If I go on an adventure, I will get 1 coin from it. And when it's empty, I'm going to get to tuck it. And I'm going to get to do the relic effect only when I tuck it. I thought I'd play that early and see what happens. Unfortunately, I now don't have much in the way of money. So I am going to activate my Initiate Merchant. And I'm going to gain 4 money. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That is me. Done. You'll go.
But I want to adventure, but I don't want you to get that card.
Well, I'm going to get the card at some point.
Yep. Right, I'm going to adventure 2. So I'm going to take that off.
So you're going to activate the Initiate Hero to adventure 2.
Yep.
So where do you want to go?
I'm going to go to this 2
So
coin.
you skip that, you go there, you get 2 coins.
2 coins. And then I'm just going to do, and then you've got to do that.
Because you went on an adventure, you get the coin.
Yep. And I'm going to do it again.
But you're going to do it with the lily pad, which is adventure 1.
Yep. So I'm going to move to this.
Okay, so that is either activate your warren or upgrade your warren. I know what you're going to do.
I'm going to upgrade
you're totally
my warren.
upgrading it because then it works well with that. But that's your 2 actions.
Do I get that twice? Because
oh, you went on another adventure.
Yeah,
you 2 adventures. Absolutely.
Right, and I'm with 2 actions.
So at the end of Kath's turn, has she reached the end of her path? No, but she does now have a villager with no supplies on it, which means Kath has tucked her first card. And we know it's a frog.
It's a starter, so it's got...
It is a starter card, yes. So one little nice thing that they've done with the game is you'll notice the back of Kath's starter card is green. The back of my starter card is yellow. And that is just in case Kath forgets which of the meeples is hers. So you know that it's the green one is you. Now, I can't see that ever happening, but I did say my memory was terrible. But I don't think it's that bad.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that bad. Right, my go. Well, I've got some money now, so I might play some things. What are we going to play? What are we going to play? Tell you what. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, I've not seen that card before. I need more money. Definitely need more money.
Always need more money.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to play for 5. This is a frog villager. Neat. So I spend 5. It's got 3 supplies on him. And it is adventure 2. And then also, if I activated a starter this turn, draw 1, otherwise gain 1. Now, do I use that now? Or do I use the Initiate Merchant? I'm going to use the Initiate Merchant. I'm going to use that to gain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So my 2 actions were I played that and I activated that. And I didn't go on an adventure. You'll go.
And this one needs to be tucked.
Oh, that's tucked. Yes, thank you. Done.
Right. I am going to play a villager.
7. Okay, I'm just going to show that on the big screen because that
7.
is something that I also want to explain to people, and that is this card says on it free action. So this is another rule which might catch people out. To activate this card, it is a free action. It does not cost you one of your actions to activate the card, but you still need to spend a supply from it. So it's a better version of a card, which is why this one's really expensive. Is you activate it as normal, it just doesn't cost you an action, but you still have to remove a supply from it. So what does this one do? This one allows you to activate one of your villagers with a cost X or less, where X is the number of coins you have. So this is a type of card which will allow you to then activate one of your other villagers. And remember, you can activate when you activate another of your cards, it doesn't use a supply from the card that you're activating.
Okay.
Okay.
So I've got one more action left.
You have one more action left.
So I'm going to remove. I'm going to activate this one. So remove the token.
Yep.
Adventure 2. Both players activate their warrant.
You get to Adventure 2. So where are you going to go?
I'm going to go to this +1 coin,
So
+1 card.
1 coin and 1 card. So you gain a coin and you gain a card. And then both players activate their warrant.
Yep.
So my warrant is gain 2, and
Mine
yours is
gain 3.
Gain 3. Okay. Yeah, nice.
And then as my free action.
Oh, of course, you've
I'm
used
gonna
your
use
2
this
actions, but you have a free action.
Yeah. So I'm going to remove a supply from here. Activate one of my villagers, which costs X or less, where X is the number of coins I have. So I'm going to activate.
So you can activate that,
again.
even though it's already been activated. That's okay, and it doesn't use a supply from that card. So Adventure 2 again. Where do you want to go? Do you want to get to the end?
Well, I quite like the look of this one if I'm going to build some buildings.
But the end, it's a gold chest.
Yeah, but I'll get there eventually. So I'm going to only do Adventure 1
Okay.
space, even though I've got Adventure 2.
Okay, so we'll talk about the enchantment tokens. Each player starts with 1 enchantment token of the same colour. Then what you do is you take 2 enchantment tokens of a different colour and you stack them on that space. This is the highlight. And then 2 ones here. Now, everybody starts with 1 and we can both get an additional 2 during the game. One of these and one of these. Each player cannot have 2 ladybirds of the same colour. And what these are going to do, so Kathy's going to choose to move there and take that, is they're going to allow you to enchant buildings. And I'll explain that more once we get a building in play and once we start enchanting it. So that is your enchantment token.
My first action was I ventured 2, so I need to get one of those.
Oh, yes.
And then I did it again when I did my action on there.
There you go. You got all the money from that.
Well, yeah, I got it for you, basically.
Yeah.
Right, so I think I've done my 2 actions then.
Except both players get to activate their warrant again.
Oh, yes.
So
we get another 3.
we get another whole load of money. Interesting. It's one of these games where there's lots of unique cards in the deck, and that means every game is going to play out differently because of the different combinations of cards that you get out. So the game that you're going to see today, you might not see many buildings, for example, but I've played a game of this where somebody had 4 buildings out. So it really depends what comes out and what the players choose to do.
Right.
But now it's the end of your turn,
Yep.
and you're not at the end, so you don't go back to the start. Right, now, I have a gear card that now has no supplies on it. That will get tucked automatically at the end of my turn, not immediately when it runs out. So at the end of my turn, I'm going to tuck this card, and I'm going to get the relic effect, which is to draw 2. Okie dokie. Right, so we got lots of things, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to activate one of my starter cards, although this is not particularly great. I need to be upgrading my warrant. We know that because you're going to be using that, although it's going to take me ages to get there. But that's what we're going to do. I'm going to move here. So I'm going to activate the lily pad to Adventure 1, and I'm going to go to there, which gets me a money. It's my first action. Then as my second action, I'm going to use Neat. So I Adventure 2. I'm tempted to go that way because of that. But you're probably going to use that. Oh. Okay, no, change your plan. I'm going to go 1-2. I'm going to get a card. And it says if you activated a starter this turn, draw 1, which I did. Otherwise, I would have gained 1. So I draw another one. Right, and then at the end of my turn, I get to tuck this gear card, and I activate its relic effect, which is draw 2. So, 2 more rules that I now want to tell you about. First of all, a tucked gear card is worth 1 point at the end of the game for every building that you have which is enchanted. So at the moment, neither of us have any buildings. So that gear card is worth absolutely nothing to me at the moment. But if I get some buildings out and I start enchanting them, then it's going to be worth points. The second rule that I want to mention to you is I now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards in hand. There is no hand limit. No hand limit in this game. In fact, in the game we played this afternoon, Robert and Mark had what? 13 cards in hand at one point?
Like that was a lot.
Yeah. So there is no hand limit in this game. And I don't know if I mentioned when the game ends. Game ends when the deck runs out. So the quicker we go through the deck, the quicker the game is going to be. I think that's my go done. Okay.
Okay. Right, I am going to play a building.
And if anybody has any questions about the game, the designer is in the chat and one of the developers is in the chat. So feel free to ask any questions you want.
I'm playing a building for 6.
Like, who did the art? That's a good question to ask. Ask the designer who did the art for the game.
So whenever I play a rabbit card, I can invest 1.
Ah, we have a building. Right. Okay, so time to show you buildings. So this is the first building. You can tell it's a building because it says on it, it's a building. Buildings come into play. You have to pay the cost that's printed on them, but note, they do not have any supplies. That's because buildings are permanent. So once you've built a building, it will stay in play for the rest of the game. Now, a building at the end of the game is not worth any points unless it has supplies on it. And how do you get supplies on it? By investing. And there are various ways that you can invest in buildings. And this one says, when you play a rabbit card, invest 1. So every time that Kath plays a rabbit card from now on, she can invest 1. What that means is she spends 1 money from her hard-earned cash, flips it over as a supply, and puts it on the card. And that is worth 1 point at the end of the game. Every supply that you have on a building card is worth 1 point at the end of the game. The next thing to mention is this down here. This is if the building is enchanted. Now you can enchant a building at any time on your turn as a free action by taking one of your enchantment tokens, if you have one, and placing it on the card. And this particular one, you notice here there's a lightning bolt. What that means is at the moment that you enchant it, you get to resolve the effect that's printed on it. Other buildings, the enchantment effect actually modifies the base effect of the card. But this one just provides an immediate ability as soon as you enchant it. So that's buildings. You've paid the 6 money, and that, if we pop them there.
Buildings, okay.
Yeah.
Right, so that was my first action.
And that's when you play a rabbit card, you can invest in that building.
Yep.
Okay.
I know I had it earlier because there's 2 rabbit cards.
Yes.
So I'm actually I need some cards. So I'm going to activate my nest.
Okay, so Kath's upgraded nest says, consider 2, draw 1. So the keyword consider means you look at the top X cards from the deck, and that says consider 2. So she looks at the top 2 cards from the deck, and then it says draw 1. So out of that, she will take one of those into her hand, and the other one goes back on top of the deck. Now, if it was consider 3, draw 1, then Kath would be able to put the other 2 cards on top of the deck in any order. But as it is, effectively, it's look at the top 2 cards of the deck, put one of them into your hand, and put the other one back on top of the deck.
Keeping that one and putting that one back.
Currently, nobody's got any questions for the designer in the chat. As I say, the designer is watching. If you have any questions, please pop them in the chat.
Right, so
Okay.
I've done my 2.
Yep. My go. Right, well, I got lots of cards in hand, but I need to do something with them. Right, well, that's amazing. This is the one we had this afternoon that's really powerful. So I think we're going to play it. I mean, there's some really nice things up there. Yeah, we're going to play this. So I'm going to spend 8 for an independently wealthy frog bachelor. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He can be used twice. And I think I'm going to use it. It's either that or I do that. How much money have I got left? I've got 2. Okay, no, I'm just going to use neat. So I adventure 2. I'm going to go 1, 2. I get a card and I get a money. And if I activated a starter this turn, draw 1, otherwise gain 1. And I didn't activate a starter, so I gain 1. And that is my go done. I played a card and I activated a card. Okay.
Okay. I am going...
And yes, you can move up to. Thank you, Ian, for confirming that. But the rulebook's very clear on this. If it says adventure 3, you can move up to 3.
I'm going to play a frog relic.
A gear, yes.
Gear.
So it costs 2.
Yep. Costs
But
2.
it comes with 5.
5.
Okay, and the triggering is play a frog card. So whenever either of us plays a frog card, that's going to kick that off. Okay.
And then I'm going to just use my basic adventure 1 to get to the end.
Okay, so at the end, you have found a chest. So there are 3 types of chest in the game, as you can see here. And you have found it's a golden chest. So what Kath can do, she can choose to either tuck 2 cards from her hand. So take cards from her hand directly and put them into her scoring pile. Or consider 5. So look at the top 5 cards of the deck. Of those 5 cards, draw 2 and trash 3 of them. Or you can activate one of your villagers. And just as a reminder, this activate one of your villagers means they may have already been activated in the turn. That's okay. And it doesn't use one of their supplies. In fact, special rule, you can already activate one of your villagers even if it doesn't have any supplies on it. Because remember, your villagers with no supplies on them only go into your score pile at the end of your turn. So even if they've got no supplies on them, if you have a way of activating them, you can use them again. So what would you like to do of those 3 options?
I need more cards, so I'm going to look at 5.
So consider 5. So you look at the top 5 cards, and this is going to speed the game up as well because that's 5 cards gone. Draw 2 of those into your hand and trash the other 3. Estimated delivery time of the game. Good question, Joseph. I can't answer that. I'm not privy to that information. But hopefully, Ian or somebody else might be able to answer that. And it is available for pre-order on GameFound right now. The link is in the description of the video if you are interested.
Right, I'm going to take that one. How many do I keep? 2. Keep 2.
Keep 2 and trash 3.
And trash 3.
Yeah, now there are some cards in the game which interact with the trash pile, so the order in which cards go to the trash pile might be important.
Right, and that was my 2 actions.
Okay.
So I need to go home.
You do, end of your turn. You go back to the start and nothing disappears, so we're okay. Right, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to activate the Independently Wealthy Frog Bachelor, which allows me to play a card from my hand, ignoring all costs. So I'm going to play Maximilians, who is a rabbit villager, and he can be used 3 times, and whenever I use him, I gain 5. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to activate Neat to adventure 2 and get to the end. And if I activated a starter this turn, draw 1, otherwise gain 1. So I gain 1. That I didn't use a supply, did I? Yeah. So I've now arrived at the end, and I am going to activate one of my villagers. And I'm going to activate the Independently Wealthy Frog Bachelor, which means I can now play a card from my hand, ignoring all costs. And I'm going to play the Frog Wizard, who's also really expensive, but I've just got him for free. So
And without taking a supply off.
and without taking a supply of this. So, yeah, I activated that. Then I activated that. That got me to the end, and that got me to play that. I think that's right. Okay.
Seems strong.
End of my turn. That goes back home, and that gets tucked into... And I've already forgotten what I've got. Okay.
Did you play a frog?
Oh, I did. Well spotted. I played a frog.
Just one.
Yeah, just one. Right, your go.
I need some more money. So I'm going to activate my paladin.
Your Paladin of the Populace. So it's Adventure 2. Oh, and then both players activate their warren. Right, where are you going to go? You're going to go a different way, or?
I think I want to go a different way. So let's go up the middle.
Okay.
So I venture 2.
And then you activate your warren.
So I get 3.
And I activate my warren. You get 2. Okay.
I am going to someone's tapped. I'm going to do the private tutor, so it's a free action.
Free action, but you still have to remove the supply.
Yep. And on my paladin. So I do that again.
You do that again.
Right, do I want a treasure chest or do I want the money?
Good question.
I think I want the treasure chest.
Well, there's your 3 for activating your warren. And I get 2.
So I've gone to the treasure chest.
Okay, so it's an iron chest. What would you like?
I'm going to add 1 supply to one of my villages. And I'm going to add it to my
That's
private
the thing.
tutor.
You can add it just before it disappears.
Right, so that's only 1 action.
Yeah, that was 1 action because that's a free action.
Now I've got loads of money, so I can play something in my hand. But what? Too many things to put in. Right, I'm going to play a rabbit. Building. Rabbit.
It's another building. Okay. I'll just slide these across. We've got loads of space. Okay.
Yep. Right.
There we go. So cost 2.
This one.
Yep.
3.
Oh, 3.
So it costs 3. When you trigger your own gear, you may take 2 coins instead of 1. But it's a rabbit, so when I play a rabbit, I can invest 1.
So I have a ruling question about that card. Now,
Okay.
the game does come with a card FAQ, which is quite detailed, and I'm just going to check if the ruling question that I have about that card is answered in here. It is the workshop. It's a building. Workshop. If there aren't 2 supplies on the gear and you're only able to take 1, you can't just get a second 1 from the reserve. So it's literally taking 2 from there instead of 1. I wasn't sure if it was taking 1 from there and getting the other 1 from the thing. The gear card is not tucked when you resolve its relic effect.
Oh, this one?
The gear card is not tucked when you resolve its relic effect using the workshop.
Ooh. So where does it go then?
Oh, that's the enchant one.
Oh, yes.
So so if you enchant the workshop, it's resolved the relic effect of one of your gear cards. It doesn't tuck it. It just allows you to resolve it. So, which you can do as a free action, remember.
Yep. And because it's a rabbit, I can choose to invest.
Oh, when you play a rabbit card, invest 1. Okay, so Kath has played a rabbit card, which means she can invest in her community centre because it was a rabbit card. Okay.
All right, so that's 2, isn't it? Play that, do that. And one more chest. Yep.
Right, what am I going to do? I like this being around because it's really, really good. I don't want it to go away, but the only way that I can add supplies to it is by getting to the end of one of these, and I can't quite do that this turn. And if I play a frog, I get a money from that. Okay, right. That's really good. And that's really good. And we got loads of money. I've not upgraded any of these. You've upgraded 2 of yours. Yeah, I've not really done much on the adventuring. Could adventure 3. Where would that get me? Okay. When claiming your reward, replace gain with draw. That's quite good. So in other words, I could end up here or here, and that would be draw 5 cards.
Nice.
It would be. Yeah, that's really nice. But
oh, that's +5.
Yeah.
Oh, it's 3. Adventure 3.
Yeah, but I could just adventure 1 and draw 5 cards. That would be quite strong. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a couple of gear cards. Yeah, I'm just going to play 2 gear cards. So total cost of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And they're both crow. So they're not frogs. So that doesn't trigger that. So this one is the Enchanted Lost and Found box. So if anybody tucks 1 or more cards from anywhere except from in play. So there are certain effects in the game that allow you to tuck cards from other places. Whenever anybody does that, that removes one of these. And the sleeping bag is whenever anybody activates their nest. Which is actually no good at the moment because... Right, okay. That's fine. You'll go.
Right. I am going to activate my Paladin again. Venture 2 and then activate Warren. So I'm going to go onto the lily pad and upgrade my lily
You're
pad.
going to upgrade your lily pad. Okay. And then you get 3 money for your Warren.
Yep.
And I get 2 money for mine. I'm going to be glad to see the back of that guy.
Well, you've got a lot of money out of it though. And then I'm going to free action to activate it again.
Oh.
And I'm going to go Venture 2. So I'm going to end up on this 2+ square.
So that's effectively another 5 money for you.
Yep.
And I'll have 2 for my Warren.
And that was a free action as well. So
That was. You've got 1 action left.
Have I got 7? Yes, I've got 7. Right, this is Sightseer. Cost 7.
It's a frog.
It's a frog. So
you get that.
But because I've got a building, I get 2 coins
you get
instead of
2
1.
from it. Yes. Okay.
And I can adventure 1 and then adventure 1 again.
Okay. Yeah, which is different from adventure 2. Yeah. Well done.
That was 2 actions. Did that. No rabbits. Yep. So these 2 get tucked.
Yep, they're gone.
2 rabbits.
2 rabbits. Okay, so desperately need to be drawing cards.
Yes, I'm short cards too.
Okay, I think I'm going to do it. I'm actually going to activate the frog wizard, who can adventure 3, but I'm only going to adventure 1. And I get to draw, instead of gaining 5 money, I draw 5. I'm going to draw 5 cards. Because I desperately need an expensive crow villager. Have I drawn 1? I have. Okay. So then, as my second action, I am going to activate the independently wealthy frog bachelor to play a crow villager. So I'm playing a crow card. Does that activate anything? Nope.
For you.
That doesn't do anything. Okay. And he comes into play with 2 supplies. And that's it. I activated that, which got me to draw 5 cards, and I activated that, which allowed me to play that. So that's the end of my turn. And we took the independently wealthy frog bachelor, who's busy on a skiing trip. Okay. You'll go.
All right. I am going to use my Sightseer to adventure 1 and then adventure 1 again. I'm going to go 3
money.
So if I get that, and then adventure again. So I'm going to go onto the nest icon.
And your nest is already upgraded,
Yep.
so you just activate it.
Yep.
And that removes that token.
So I'm going to consider 2.
Consider 2.
And keep 1.
Draw 1 of those, and then put the other back on top. And you're activating your nest.
Am I?
That's what you've just done.
Yes, I get.
There you go.
It, and more coins. Just need the cards to play them. Right, I'm going to keep this one and put this one back on the top. Right, so that was 1 action. So I'm going to tap that, tip that, and then I'm going to play one of the cards that I got, which is One-Eyed Jack. So it costs 5.
Costs 5, 3 supplies.
And it's a rabbit.
It's a rabbit,
So
which means you can invest 1.
In my building.
Yep.
Gain 1, draw 1, adventure 1. So it does a bit of
Nice.
everything. No more free actions. Yep, I think I'm done.
Okay, right. So I am going to play my own building. I'm going to play the post office, which costs 3. And this says whenever I play a building card, I can invest 2 into the post office. But now I need money. So my second action is to activate Maximilians to get 5 money. And that didn't do that. It didn't do that. It didn't do that. It wasn't a frog card, so it's your go. Turns can be really quick in this game.
Right, I like this one because I need more cards. I like this one too. Right, so I'm going to use my Sightseer to adventure 1, then adventure 1 again. So my first adventure
Oh, it's a gold chest.
is going to land on a gold chest.
Wow. What would you like to do from that?
Well, I'm going to do this. I think my one-eyed jack.
Okay.
Gain 1, draw 1, adventure 1.
Yep.
So it's halfway through, so I've got another adventure after this.
Yep.
So gain 1, draw 1, and adventure 1.
Which is draw a card.
So I draw a card.
Yep.
So
and then you've got the adventure 1 left over.
Adventure 1 left over. So I'm going to go on here and
you get one of those
collect
ladybirds.
token.
So you've got all 3.
I've got all 3.
So the maximum number of ladybirds you can have in the game is 3. So you can only ever enchant 3 buildings, which means your gear cards can only ever be worth a maximum of 3 points each.
And then I'm going to activate my one-eyed jack.
Yep. Gain 1, draw 1, adventure 1.
Gain 1, draw 1, adventure 1.
I feel like you are running away with this.
Well, you've got this good card.
I have these good cards. Yeah. Yes, I'm not really doing much with them yet. But
so let's see what I just drew. So I gain another 3 from landing on that square.
Yeah.
Right. No free action. Didn't play any rabbits. You didn't play any frogs. Okay. Now I've got to see what I've just drawn. Okay, and it's your go.
Okay. So, I mean, I could use that again just to move here and draw 3 cards. Seems a little weak, but I might do it. Right, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to play a building. So this is a rabbit card. Does that trigger anything? No.
Not for you.
So it costs 4. And whenever I play a building card, I can invest 2. So I am going to invest in my post office. Right. And this 0 waste is whenever I trash 1 or more gear cards, I can play one of them. So if I ever get to trash gear cards, I can actually play one of them by paying its cost. That's my first action. My second action. Oh, I think I'll save that.
Are we allowed to look through the discard pile at any point?
You're allowed to look through the trash pile, but you cannot change the order of it.
Okay.
I'm going to activate Maximilians to get 5 money. That's it. That's my 2 actions. So I could enchant one of my buildings now, but I'm gonna hang fire for now. Kath needs to remove a supply from Jack. Well spotted, Ian.
Yes, 2.
You'll go.
My go. Right. I do like this sightseer.
It's very good, isn't it?
So I'm going to do it again.
Yeah. Adventure 1, adventure 1.
So I gain a card and 3 coins.
And then you have reached the end. So you've found a ruby chest, which is the best type of chest in the game. 3 options with the ruby chest. Took 3 cards from hand. So 3 cards from hand tucked immediately into your score pile. Or consider 5, took 1 of them, draw 2 and trash the other 2. Or search the trash pile for 2 cards, took 1 of them and play another, ignoring all costs. And you've already been looking through the trash pile.
Yeah,
Have you seen anything you like?
I don't know. I can tuck one. Right, I'm going to just look at what I think it's. I know, yeah. So I'm going to do that. Search the trash pile for 2 cards, tuck 1 and play 1, ignoring all costs.
Okay.
I'm going to tuck that one. And I'm going to play this one. It costs 7.
No, it doesn't. It's free.
It's free. That's why I went for it, because it's
wow. It's a shape changer.
So it's got 2 on it. And it's frog. So I'm assuming that means I can do that.
You have played a frog.
Yep. And because of this one, I can take both coins off.
Yeah. That's nice, that workshop, isn't it?
Yep. And then, when I activate it, I could choose one of my opponent's villagers, resolve that card's effects.
Okay, it can shape change into one of.
And if it's free, then it's free action for me. So I believe that's only 1, because I just ventured, didn't I?
Yeah, you just had 1 action.
Yep.
So the important thing here is Kath has reached the end of the path. That means if she has any other adventure effects to resolve on her turn, they don't do anything, because you only go back home at the end of your turn.
There's no point doing one-eyed jack.
You'd still get to gain 1 and draw 1.
Yeah, I just feel like I want to use it when I can do all of it. So I can choose one of my opponent's villagers, resolve that card. Which ones are good?
Well, this is the one that's adventure 3.
Oh, but
so that's no good. That's gain 5.
I don't need any money.
And this is consider 4. Oh, so choose a species.
Okay.
Consider 4. Then any cards that you draw of the species that you name go into your hand. Everything else is trashed, but then you get to adventure X.
Okay.
where X is how many cards you trashed.
I think I probably want to wait to adventure until I get
Yeah.
to the bottom. Okay, so those... Right, so play something from my hand then.
Or use your nest.
Yep, I think I've got loads of money.
Nobody's been tucking cards from anywhere except in play yet, have
No,
they?
I've only done... Oh,
No,
yes,
you
I
did.
did, just then.
You did.
Yes, just then.
Okay, there you go. The chat's probably spotted that.
Right.
I'm about to rip 8 cards off the top of the deck, am I?
Right, I'm going to play this villager. Now, I've got a gear card.
Oh yes, with this, yeah.
Right, I'm going to play a bank.
Le Banc.
So it is a rabbit. So it cost me 4.
Yep, and you've played a rabbit, so you can invest 1.
So I'm choosing to invest 1. When you gain X, if X is greater than the number of supplies on this card, invest 1.
Okay.
Right, so that's me done.
All done.
Right, so these two and that. Lots of things to do at the end.
Lots of things are getting tucked, and you're going back home.
I'm going back home, and I tuck this one and this one.
Yep. So they were tucked, but they were tucked from in play, so that doesn't trigger that.
Right.
Okay. So I am going to activate the Great Wing Wanderer. I'm going to name Crow. I get to draw 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm looking at the top 4 cards. Any Crow cards I put in hand. None. And anything else gets trashed.
No crows.
No crows. No crows. So I just adventure 4 because I trashed 4 cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, look.
That's good.
Yes, I found that. And what are we going to do? Well, that allows me to tuck 1 card from my hand, which would trigger this. So I am going to tuck this. So I am tucking a card from my hand. Because I took a card from anywhere except in play, that triggers that. Don't forget my 0 waste. I just trashed some gear cards. Oh, I did. Thank you. I did completely forget about that. Whenever you trash 1 or more gear cards, you may play one of them by paying its cost. Oh. Right, I'm going to have that one. The generous pension. So I have to pay its cost. And in fact... No, I'm not going to enchant it. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, so we did that, we did that, we did that. This comes in with 2 supplies. And this is triggered if somebody activates their Warren. Right, that was my first action. Yeah, I thought about enchanting it, but no, we're okay. You didn't resolve the relic effect from your spawn point. That's another good point. Sorry for that. When your relic left play, your gear left play, you resolve the relic effect.
Gain 3.
Gain 3. Have 3 money. Thank you, chat. Okay, so my go. I've activated that. That's already at the end. Have I done the chest? Yes, I did the chest and I took a card. Yes, I did.
So you tucked it from somewhere.
I took a card from hand,
Yep.
which triggered that.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So, I am going to play a recycle bin. It's another gear card. Now it comes with 5 on it, and whenever anybody trashes 1 or more cards, there you go. We're playing a gear heavy game here. Oh, which triggers her bank. Sorry.
Why is it triggering my bank?
Because you gain 3. Whenever you gain 3, you can invest into that.
Okay, so I'll invest 1.
Yeah.
Invest 1. Yep.
Okay. Right, now it's your go. Anything triggering? No. I think we're good. Only got 1 money. Right. Need to watch out for these triggers.
There's lots in play at the moment.
Yes, there is.
Right, I need more cards. Oh, you need to go home.
I need to go home.
Right, so what villagers? You've just got the same as last time, you haven't got anything extra.
Yeah.
Maybe I activate your Wanderer.
Your shape changer is going to activate my
Wanderer.
Great Wing Wanderer.
That's the one that gave you 4 adventure, wasn't it?
Did. No, well, yes, because I chose a species and I didn't draw any of them.
That's going to end the game really quickly, though, for both doing that.
But
Okay, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to do my shape changer to activate your wanderer.
Okay, so choose a species.
Frog.
Okay, so you look at the 4 cards from the top of the deck. Keep any frog cards.
Do I have to show them?
Yeah, you have to reveal and then draw all frog cards. So you can't cheat.
Okay, so there's 1 frog card.
Yep. So you keep that, and then you trash
3.
the rest.
So I adventure 3.
So then you adventure 3.
Should have said crow. Those cards are nice.
Have you trashed 1 or more cards?
Yes.
There you go. Have some money.
Right. What did I get? Ooh. I like that card. I'm going to play that card. It's a building.
Another building.
I've got a lot of buildings.
Okay. Tourist information.
It costs 2.
So when you adventure, you may claim any reward that you pass over instead of the one that you land on.
Oh wait, sorry, I've got to adventure 3 from the trash cards.
Oh yes, you do.
I'm getting too excited about playing my cards. Right, adventure 3. I like this middle route, so let's go this middle route again.
Get a coin.
And then, oh no, X is not greater than. Okay, so then I play this one. Pay 2. Fine.
Okay.
So I played, and then I did that.
All done.
And no free actions. And no rabbits. Yep. Done.
Right.
I'll put my building here. I'm running out of space.
We need to be doing these things. Need money. Desperately need money. Okay. Well, I have money here. So that's what I'm going to do. I am going to activate Maximilians, which gets me 5. And do we activate this? Or do we just play Dave? We're just going to play Dave. Dave comes into play. He costs 3. And he comes into play with 4 supplies. Dave is a very, very nice chap. He's a frog with boots on. He adventures 2. And he should go down here. And in fact, Maximilians is going to get tucked. So that's my go done. Thank you, James. Just as a reminder, if you're watching this video back afterwards, please give the video a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. Let me know if you've enjoyed the video and if you have found it useful to help you make a decision on the game.
Okay. I am going to do One-Eyed Jack.
Okay.
It seems good.
So gain 1.
Gain 1.
Which doesn't trigger the bank.
Because it's not enough.
Draw 1.
Draw 1.
And adventure 1.
Adventure 1. So I'm just going to go onto the chest.
Okay, so it's an iron chest. What would you like to do with the iron chest?
I'm going to tuck a card.
So you're tucking a card from somewhere except in play.
I am.
Yeah.
Right, it's going to be this kind of card. I'm going to trash that card. Did you play any new villagers? You did. Adventure 2. You played Dave.
Play Dave. Are you going to shape change into Dave?
So this one, when claiming the reward, replace gain with draw.
Yeah.
So that how would that wouldn't
It
be
wouldn't
work-
for that, but
work with that.
any time it's gain. So if it was gaining money, instead it's drawing cards.
Okay. Right, I'm going to play my own deer.
Okay.
4.
So whenever anybody returns home,
Yeah,
the
which is
excellent
which seems
prismatic wand. Nice.
happy. It's doing it happening now. And when it happens, I reveal a villager frog from my hand, and if I do, tuck it.
Okay.
Okay, so that was my 2 actions.
Okay. So I'm going to activate Dave. Dave is going to go adventuring 2. I'm going to go 1, 2, and I'm going to land on my nest. And I am going to activate my nest, which gets me a card. And whenever anybody activates their nest, I get a coin. So I'm going to be tucking these 2 at the end of my turn. I can't use Dave again. How many villages have you got in play?
2.
2.
All buildings.
It's not much, is it? Okay. Interesting. Kind of want to go there to do that. Okay, I'm just going to do this to activate to Adventure 1. Okay. So, end of my turn. These two are going to get tucked, and I activate both of the relic effects. So this one says tuck the top card of the trash pile. That's fine. And that one says add 1 supply to one of your crow villagers. Go. Done.
Right, I am going to activate my lily pad to move onto the lily pad. So then I activate it again. So I move another 2.
Another 2. Too many.
Too many. Then I'm going to try and do this one again.
You're going to shape change into the Great Wing
Shape-changing.
Wanderer again.
Yeah.
Name a species.
Frog.
Is that not the 3rd time you've used that? Oh, did you add a? You
I
managed
added
to add a
one
supply
on
to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So frog. Any frogs?
No.
No frogs.
Oh, nice cards as well. I want all these.
So you're trashing 1 or more cards.
I'm trashing 4 cards.
Might have missed one of those. That's fine. Okay, and then you get to Adventure 4.
4. 1, 2, 3.
Or up to 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, but this one, when you venture, you may claim any reward
Any
that
reward.
you pass over
Okay.
instead of the one you land on.
So you can have the gold chest even though you walk past it.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Gaining 2 from the adventure reward triggers the bank. Ah, yes, you gained 2. So you can invest in the bank. Good spot in. It's like he's played the game before.
Right, I'm going to go this way. Well, I'll go that way. Let's go this way. Is it bigger? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, I'll go this way. So what did I do? Venture 4.
Adventure 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. But I'm going to activate.
But you're going to take that because
chest.
of your tourist information.
Yep.
Okay, and that is a gold chest space. It is no longer a gold chest. And what would you like as the gold chest bonus? Took 2 cards from hand. Consider 5, draw 2, trash 3, or activate one of your villagers, which could be the shape changer, even though it doesn't have any things on it.
Do I want the game to end though? I don't know.
I think you're doing better than me. I think.
Well, you've got a lot of gears.
I do, but I have no enchanted buildings, so
Yes,
my gear cards are worth nothing.
Yes, yes. Let's do the Wanderer again.
Okay. Frog.
Okay. Well, we've had no frogs for ages, so it must be frog this time.
Okay.
Okay, so I've got 1 frog.
So yeah, what Kath's doing is she's using the ability of the gold chest to activate one of her villagers, activating the shape changer, which is allowed even though it's already been activated and it's got no supplies on it, to copy the Great Wing Wanderer. I believe that is all legal.
So I trashed 3. So you got your
you trashed 3.
And I'm going to end up on the chest.
On the ruby chest. Or you don't have to. You could have that instead because of your tourist information.
I think I'll go.
But I guess you want the ruby chest. So what ability do you want from the ruby chest?
There are some cards in my hand I don't like. So
well, you could took 3 of them from your hand. That's huge. It is legal, doing big turns like this is.
I could.
Yeah, so it's
play
the
one
pile
of these,
for 2.
tuck one of these cards, and play one.
Play one at no cost.
Oh, it's the biggest.
Yeah, the ruby chest is incredibly powerful.
So many buildings.
Yeah, I don't seem to be drawing buildings. That's the problem.
I'm not
We're
drawing
going through them and they're getting trashed.
You're getting all the
I'm getting the gear cards, but
I'm getting all the buildings.
I don't have the buildings. We could swap.
Oh, there's loads of buildings in here.
Yeah, I might have to get to that ruby chest just to play those buildings.
Yeah.
So far off.
Are there any gears in here? Oh, there were some gears. Got someone go past. Oh. Oh, okay. I'm going to play this one
So that's the one you're going to play at no cost.
at no cost, and I can see where to tuck one.
And you're looking a good card. Okay.
So a good one, because I don't want you to get it. That one.
I think was there this again?
No, if you, I don't. If you,
Had we already done that? Because you've trashed one or more cards.
I think we already did that because this.
I can't remember if we've done the recycle bin again. I know we've done it on your
quite a few
turn.
times this turn, haven't we?
But yeah, whether we've done it more than once, I'm not sure.
Right, I'm going to take this expensive one that I don't want you to have to tuck.
Okay. Wow, big turn.
Right, so.
Spear of the Heavens is a rabbit.
Rabbit,
Yep, it is.
yep.
And whenever you trigger the rabbit card, you can invest on the community centre.
And I am going. There's lots of these are going to trigger this time as well.
Well, they're both returning home.
They're both return homes.
And they're both going to remove 2.
They're both going to move 2.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay, so
there's some big combos you can get in this.
yes, and this one's okay. So what order do we do things? So I've finished my turn now.
So you return home.
Turn home.
That triggers both of those.
And because of my workshop, I can take 2 off.
2 coins off each of them, which means that gets tucked, and that gets tucked in an order of your choice.
Okay, so I'll tuck this one first.
Yep.
Right, this one. You may reveal a frog villager from your hand if you do tuck it. That's good because I got a frog villager.
Frog villager is tucked.
Tuck it.
You've tucked Geo's dad.
Well, it was yeah, and then so that one's resolved.
And this one, you can reveal a rabbit villager from your hand if you do tuck it. Wow.
Well, I've got no cards left in my hand now.
No,
so
but
I reveal a rabbit villager.
Yeah.
Tuck that one too.
I think if you can bring the game to an end early, I think you've won.
Well, I
at the
can't
moment.
activate this though, but I suppose if you activate it,
Yeah.
and I need to, can I do more than one?
You can do as many as you want.
Okay, so I need to work out which buildings I want to do.
Enchantments are free actions. Are you done?
I think so. Yes, that was a long turn, wasn't it?
Right, it was, but I need to get some money. So I've got a plan. It was a cunning plan, and I now can't remember. It was this. It was activate the Frog Wizard, Adventure 3, but replace the gain 5 with draw 5.
Oh, nice.
Because,
you're
we've worked out that you're winning, so I'll end the game early. Because I do need more cards as well. Right. Then I am going to Adventure 2 with Dave. Did I remove a supply from the Frog Wizard? I don't think I did. If somebody in the chat can just let me know, did I remove a supply from the Frog Wizard? I don't think I did. I've definitely removed one from Dave. Now, do I want that enchantment token? I do, because it means all of my gear cards are worth 1 extra point.
Yes. Well, you've also got this one.
I've got that one, so I'm going to go there. And I'm going to get this enchantment token. I did not, thank you. Okay. And then I am going to enchant the 0 waste card. So from now on, whenever I trash 1 or more gear cards, I can play one of them. And if I do, I can invest 1. Right. My turn is done. This gets tucked. Your go.
Oh, here's a question.
Yep.
At the end of the game,
Yeah.
it's only villages in here. I seem to have tucked some buildings
Buildings are worth nothing.
in here.
Yes.
Okay. There you go then.
Tucked buildings are worth nothing at the end of the game. Only villagers and gear cards, but they score differently.
Right. So I'm back at the start now.
You are.
And I need more cards in hand. Need more cards. So
Ooh.
I'm going to play
Got Joe.
this villager. So 4. And it comes on with 3. Okay, so this is gonna. So I'm going to activate. It's a crow.
So you played it. You've played a crow card. Yeah.
So activate it. So consider 3.
Consider 3.
And then I can choose, and I'm going to choose to draw 1 and trash 2. So I'm
Okay.
going to trash, so you can activate your.
Well, you look at them first, and then you choose to either draw
Oh, I
1 and
see.
trash 2, or draw 2,
Oh,
and
so
I
if
get
like
the other
all
one.
of them.
Yeah. Your choice.
I'm going to keep 2.
So you're going to keep 2 and I get the other one.
Oh, you get the other one. Ooh. Oh no, it says so you get.
Yeah, opponent. You draw 2. Opponent draws 1.
Oh, I don't want you to get any of these though.
Okay. Well, you could draw 1 and trash 2.
Oh. Okay, I'll draw 1 and trash 2 then.
Okay. So you've trashed 1 or more cards.
It was a building. I didn't want you to get the building.
Okay.
So that's 1. So I'll play the card that I just got.
Which
Oh, no,
is...
I didn't. I played that and then I.
You played it and then used it.
Yep.
So you're all done.
Yeah, no free actions.
Okay. Right. So options. Lots of options. So the first thing I'm going to do is play a crowbar. It costs 5. Put 3 supplies on it, and whenever anybody opens a chest, that's the trigger. And then I am going to just adventure 1 with the lily pad and arrive here, and I'm going to open a chest. And it is a gold chest. So what do we want to do? I think I'm going to do the consider 5. So I'm drawing. Oh no, because then I don't have the money. There's no point doing that. I'm just going to tuck 2 cards from hand. So I'm going to tuck that because I'm never going to play it. And I'm also going to tuck that because I'm never going to play it. Okay, 2 cards from hand have been tucked. And then that's it. That is the end of my go. So I come home. None of my cards disappear. Yep, we're all good.
Okay. So I am going to play a gear that I just got.
A rebate coupon. So whenever somebody invests, that's going to trigger.
And I'm going to gain 1, adventure 1.
Okay,
Draw
so
1.
you're using 1-eyed jack.
Yep.
So gain 1, draw 1,
Adventure 1.
adventure 1.
Draw 1.
Anything that triggers when you adventure? Nope.
Nope.
I don't think so.
And then I'm going to use a free action to enchant one of my buildings.
Yep. So which one are you going to enchant?
This one.
Which is adventure 3.
And I'm going to go to this draw 2 card here.
Okay.
Draw 2 cards,
Yep.
2 card space
Draw
here.
2, the hired guide. Right, you all done?
Yep.
1-eyed jack gets tucked.
It's tucked. It's a rabbit. So I'm going to invest.
Oh, sorry, when you played that.
When I played that.
When you played that, you could have invested in the community centre.
Does that count? Is it in play? Because it says invest. The trigger is invest.
Let's have a look in the FAQ. So, rebate coupon. Is a gear card, and it says you must fully pay for the investor trigger before you can take a supply from the rebate coupon. So yes, we have a ruling question required. So Kath has the community centre. When she plays the rebate coupon, it's a rabbit card. So when she plays it, it allows her to invest. Does that trigger the rebate coupon card? I would say it does.
This is when you play a rabbit card.
Yeah, because at that point it's already in play at that point. You play it, it triggers that, and then that triggers that. I would say yes. But we will wait for the designer.
Okay.
It enters play, triggers the community centre, which triggers the coupon. Yes, I got it right.
Okay, so
that makes sense.
So because of my workshop, I'm
And because of your
removing 2.
workshop, you get 2. Yeah.
Right. Do I want to do any more buildings? No.
All done.
Well done. And then this one gets tucked.
Okay. Right. So, despite the fact that I think I'm losing badly, I'm going to use the Great Wing Wanderer, and I am going to say Crow. I have drawn 1 crow. Oh, I've meant to get some money first. Sorry. First action is I'm going to move there to get 5 money with the lily pad. No, in fact, I'll use Dave. But I'm still only going to go there. I'm going to get 5 money. Right. Then I'm using the Great Winged Wanderer. I've chosen crow. There's 1 crow card. I am trashing the rest of the cards. So because I'm trashing cards, I get that. And I have trashed 1 or more gear cards. I can play one of them by paying its cost. And I'm going to play... well, that's free. I'm going to play a second-hand sword, which actually costs nothing. Don't forget to remove a supply from Great Winged Wanderer too. Yeah, thank you. So I used Dave. I went there. I got 5 money. I used that. Chose crow. Got rid of those. Got rid of those. That comes into play with 2 supplies, but the recycle bin is now empty. So at the end of my turn, the recycle bin goes, and I get to tuck any card from the trash pile. So I basically need to just have a look at what I've got. To decide what I'm going to trash, what I'm going to take. And I'm going to take that one. Okay. Because I played the gear with 0 value, I can invest in... Ah, yes. When you trash 1 or more gear cards, I can play one of them. And if I do, invest 1. Thank you. I knew there was a reason why I enchanted that. Right. Done. Your go.
Right.
Not many cards left now.
5, 6, 7, 8. I'm playing an 8 costing card.
It's a crow. Does that trigger anything?
2 on it. No,
Yeah,
I've got
8
rabbits.
costs. Wow.
I can consider 3, tuck 1, draw 1, trash 1.
Okay.
Right, which one I'm going to do. So I'm going to consider 3.
Yeah.
I'm going to tuck 1. Draw 1. And trash 1. So I've played it and I activated it.
Mm-hmm.
That was something I could do.
I forgot to adventure. Sorry.
Oh, you did your thing. Okay.
I trashed 3, didn't I? Yeah, I forgot to explore with my Great Winged Wanderer. I may have forgotten again. I'll just move to there. Because I think I picked up 1 and I trashed 3, which meant I should have adventured 3. Okay, done. You get the last coin from that, because you've just... Oh, no, because I've invested. I invested. Thank you.
Oh, so at the end of my turn, that triggers.
At the end of your turn, that's going to trigger.
Okay.
Which is going to trigger the bank.
Yep.
Nice.
Okay, so...
Yeah, there's a lot of combos in this game.
I played that.
Very different from the last game that we played.
Okay, so I'm...
End of your turn?
End of my turn. So I gain 4.
Gain 4, and because you've gained 4, which is greater than 2, you can invest in the bank.
1, 2, 3, 4. So I invest in the bank. And that one's tucked.
My go?
Yep.
Yeah, times are running out. So I am going to activate Dave to adventure 2, but I'm actually just going to adventure 1. I'm going to open a chest, which gets that. And what am I going to have from the chest? I am going to... Took a card from hand, I think. Yeah, I'm just going to took a card from hand. So that's the chest done. First action, activate Dave, got to the end, opened a chest, that did that. Right, second action. Oh, that's going to trigger the end.
What, this turn?
Well, no, not quite, but it will do soon.
Mm.
So I'm going to play a gear card. It costs 4. was with 2 counters on it. The chain whip, because I played a gear card, that removes that. And I need to return home, which I'm about to do. So at the end of my turn, I return home, which triggers that. And Dave gets tucked. Okay.
Right, hopefully I've got some more 10s.
You'll go. Yeah, so when the deck is empty, what you do is you finish that turn, and then each player gets 1 more turn. And there are, for those people interested, 7 cards left in the deck. So we've probably only got a couple of turns left each.
Yeah, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? I need to get rid of these. So they're worth nothing if they're there.
Yeah, villagers in play are worth nothing. Gear in play is worth nothing. So you really want things in your tuck pile. The only thing that's worth points for in play is supplies on buildings. And I don't have much. I seem to be I have a drought of building cards.
Right. I'm going to play the wizard hat for 3.
It is a frog gear card. So you've played a gear card?
I played a gear card. So when someone considers.
Okay.
And I'm going to consider.
Okay.
I'm going to consider 3.
Okay, so you get both of those coins.
I get 2 points.
So consider 3. 4 cards left in the deck.
Right. So I can draw 1 and trash 2. I'll keep this one. Trash those 2. Right. I think that's it.
So you played the wizard hat.
And I played that.
You activated that.
Yep.
That triggered that.
Yep.
And because you played a gear, that triggered that.
Yep. And I don't think.
All done?
Yep.
Right. So. I'm not sure how I'm going to do these before the game ends.
This
I
is
really don't know.
Really good for my gears.
It has. Your workshop's been fantastic. Yeah, I need to get to the end, but I don't have any quick adventuring, and I got rid of Joe.
Dave.
No, Joe.
And Dave was good too.
Dave was good, but I had Joe, and I got rid of Joe. And then there's Joe's dad. They're all good at adventuring. Yeah, it's all a bit kind of fizzled out, which is not great. I don't know what I can do. I could do that, but that's just going to bring the end of the game. That is literally going to end the game.
Oh, I get 1 more turn.
You'll get 1 more turn and I'd get 1 more turn, which is no good at all. So I don't want to do that.
So can I still consider if there's no cards to look at?
You can, but you just don't look at anything. Okay. So I need to somehow try and eke out some more turns. So I'm going to activate the lily pad and go to here and get 5 much. Then wow. Oh, no. No, undo that. Change mind. Right. I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to enchant the post office. So when I enchant the post office, I invest X and draw X, where X is the number of buildings I have. So I'm investing 2 in the post office, and I'm drawing 2. Okay. Sort of works. Maybe. Not really.
There's 1 card left, 2 cards.
There's 2 cards left. I was kind of hoping to draw something that would allow me to do a big adventure. Right. Yeah, I'm not sure that I'm actually going to be able to... Nope, I'll tell you what, I'm going to use the Great Winged Wanderer. So I'm considering 4. I'm going to say Crow. There's only 2, so I look at 2. Are there any crows? Yes, there are. So that goes into my hand, and I trash that. And then because I trashed a card, trashed one card, it wasn't a gear, so I don't get to do that.
You're considering, so you take that.
I am considering, so I take that. But I do get to adventure 1, which goes there, which is still no good, but that's fine. That's fine for me. Okay.
Right.
I think that's it. What were the 2 actions that I did?
You've tapped that. So you did
Yeah.
that.
Was it just that?
Looks like.
Yeah, I enchanted that, which is not an action, and I used that. So I think I've got 1 action left. Great Winged Wanderer doesn't actually consider, it just reveals. No, it says consider. It says consider on it. It says consider 4, reveal and draw all cards of that species. So, yeah, it's got the word consider on it. Maybe that was added later on. Okay, so I have an action left, but it's... And I'm going to have 1 turn left after this. So I'm going to play Mr. Crow, because it comes with 1 supply, and it means I can actually use it and get it out of the way. Okay, I think that is it. I think that is my go done. So this gets tucked, and this also gets tucked, which says consider 3. You may reveal 1 if it's a gear card, draw it, but I'm just not going to do it.
Okay.
That is it. So end of the game has been triggered. Kath gets 1 more go. I get 1 more go, and then we add up the scores. Who do you think's won?
I do think it's me.
You don't think so?
I've tucked a few buildings, which I'll give
Oh,
you
okay.
points.
Kath forgot the buildings were not worth anything.
Oh, unfortunately, also I had a great turn, but there's no cards to consider.
Yeah.
So I can't tuck. I was going to tuck a card, you see,
Right.
to consider it.
So you can still activate that to remove the supply. You just wouldn't get to resolve its effect.
Yep. And also I can activate a villager, which I was saving up as well. I was going to activate that twice to tuck 2 cards,
Right.
but I can't. So I should have done it earlier. But I'm going to do it because I need to enchant my buildings, because then I get more points.
Then your gear cards are worth points.
So
yes.
I'm going to do this one, and it moves all supplies on this card to another building.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to move that to the community centre. Let me get 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's got 8 on there. And then activate one of your villagers with cost X or less, where X is the number of supplies on this card. So then I was going to activate this one, which I can't do.
Okay.
But I've now enchanted my buildings. And then I'm going to do this, which is consider. And then I'm going to do this, which is consider. So I can't do anything.
Okay.
And this is draw and trash 3, which I can't do either.
Which can I do?
But it gives
all
me
of those
points.
cards get tucked.
Yep. Right. And that was those 2, and that was 3 actions. Nothing else. Right. So all those go underneath.
Okay. Right. Am I going to be able to open a chest, return home, and activate my Warren twice? I think not. And you've left a building on top of the deck as well.
Did I?
Terrible.
That was you, wasn't it?
Was that me?
I don't know.
Because I have the way of tucking the top card of the
Yes.
trash pile, but there's no point tucking a building because it's not worth any points. So trash a card from your hand to gain money and draw cards. No. Okay, well, I'm going to use Mr. Crow. Reveal a villager from your hand, resolve the card's effect, and then tuck it. If it was a free action, so is this. So this is not an action. I adventure 1. If I would claim a reward, do not. But that gets tucked. So that was a free action. I've still got 2 actions. I can't do anything with these. Oh, no, I can. I can play that for 2. And it comes with 1. And then I activate it, which uses that. And I gain 2 money. But the point is, it's used. But I didn't open a chest, I didn't activate my Warren, and I didn't return home. Ah! Done.
Right, let's see.
What an unusual game.
Yeah.
Really, really unusual. Right, so anything, any villagers or gear in play, they just disappear. They're not worth anything. I could have done Mr. Crow into Friendly Crow, Trash a Frog, and then Lilypad the... Could I have? I mean, I'm not going to undo it, but... Oh, I didn't see I had Friendly Crow in hand. Why didn't I see that card? Okay, I'm not going to change it now, but I did have a much, much better card in hand. In fact, yeah, if you don't mind,
Okay.
Because that, I just,
What, the
for some
green-
reason, I didn't see it.
Adventure one.
Yeah.
And
So instead of... So when I played Mr. Crow, it was reveal a villager from hand. Yeah, this is much better. Let's just undo it. I think it's something like that. So what I did was I used Mr. Crow to reveal this, but actually Ian was watching. Eagle-eyed Ian spotted that I had this in hand, which I don't think I saw. So what I do is I resolve this instead, and then this gets tucked. And what I do is I trash a card from your hand. So I trash that one, which is a frog. So I adventure 3.
Nice.
1, 2, 3, which is the chest.
Oh no, but you moved one forward because the other frog was adventure 1.
So the first action would have probably been the lily pad.
Rather than playing the card and activating it.
Yes. So instead of playing the heart of the community and activating it just to put it in there, I use the lily pad to move 1, and then I do that for 3. Is that right? Or lily pad for the gear at the end. Yes. Okay. So I did actually open a chest.
Oh yes.
And I did actually return home. So both of those are going to
Did that one
go.
have 2 on it though? That one had 1 on it.
That one had 1 on it. That I think had 1 on it. That I think that had 2 on it.
Okay.
That had 2. So both of these are going to go, which means I can reveal a crow villager from my hand and tuck it. Nope. And I get to open an iron chest. So I get to open 2 iron chests basically. And then that's done, and that's done, and that's done. That's made a massive difference.
Yep. I think that sealed it for you at the end.
So 2 iron chests. I'm just going to tuck 2 cards.
Yep.
I just took those 2 cards. Right. Now we're done.
Right.
So any gear cards you still have, any villager cards you still have, they're worth nothing. Any cards in hand, worth nothing. The easiest thing now to do is just split up your villagers into the different types. Not put your gear to one side. And if you did have any buildings in your tucked pile, then they're not worth anything. Okay. 2, 3. I've got 8 frogs, 6 crows, and 4 rabbits. So my score for villagers is 8 multiplied by 4. It's your highest multiplied by your lowest. So 32 for my villagers.
I've got 4 of everything, so I got 16.
16. Okay. Money on buildings. Simply 1 for every coin that's on there. So I've got 5, so that puts me up to 37.
I've got 8, so that puts me up to 24.
Okay. And then your gear cards are worth 1 point each for every building that you've enchanted. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so that's another 12.
I've got 5,
So
and I've got 3, so that's another 15.
Okay, so my final score I think is 49.
So I've got 24 plus 15, 39.
39. Okay, so I did win
And what did you have?
49.
49.
49. But if Ian hadn't have helped me at the end, I wouldn't have had those 2. That would have been 4 points, and I probably wouldn't have had those. It would have been extremely close.
I tucked 2 blue.
You took accidentally.
buildings.
You took 2 buildings.
So I would have got an extra 8 points.
Yeah.
If they'd been villagers.
If they'd have been
If
villagers,
they'd
you'd have
been
got an
blue
extra
villagers,
8 points.
Yeah, if they'd been crow villagers.
Which meant, with Ian's help, I won by only 2 points. There you go. That's the game. That's how it plays. Now, I did promise you, and I have remembered, I'm going to show you the other side of the board. So once you've played a couple of games, you might want a little bit more of a challenge. And you can play on this side of the board. Now, this side of the board actually has costs. So to move along these paths, it's a shorter route, but you can pay money. So it's a similar, in fact, if you look at it, it's exactly the same map. It's just at a different time of year. This is autumn or fall for those watching in America. And the things have changed slightly, but also you've got costs to go through spaces. instead. And as we mentioned at the start, there is another deck of cards as well. There is the Tidings deck of cards. And what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to play with the 51 core cards, and then you shuffle in either the Academy cards or you shuffle in the Tidings cards. And I don't know if the game is going to do well. Maybe they'll design some extra decks to go in there, but you always need the core set of cards. So we're all done. Thank you very much, Kath, for joining me. Thank you very much for everybody watching live. If you like the content that I create and you want to support me directly, you can do so at patreon.com/gaming rules. If you are interested in the game, there is a Game Found page. It is linked in the description of this video. It's not an actual crowdfunding campaign, but they're using the Game Found page as a pre-order. And somebody did say earlier on in the chat when it's going to be available. But other than that, we are done for tonight. Thank you very much for watching. It's the end of another week of content, but I will be back next week with some more content. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.